Hello, welcome back to another fabulous video on my channel where we're going to talk about my December wrap-up. We're also going to put in my 2019 stats in this video, just kind of do them both at once. I'm basically only using Goodreads stats, so nothing like any quizzes or anything like that. Also, if you see me in this shirt for a few other videos, I am currently in the middle of pre-recording for you guys, so just be prepared for that. I am Jacob, by the way, from Jacob's Book Corner. I hope you guys enjoy. But I'm going to go ahead and pull up on the screen right here what I'm looking at on my phone. That way we can experience it together, and yeah. So it says I read a total of 26,555 pages across 102 books. This is actually wrong. I didn't realize I didn't update my total list of books. I read 104 books. I'm not exactly sure how many more pages that is. I'm hoping we get to 27,000. I feel kind of sad that it's so less, but also I read a lot of shorter books, which I do enjoy. My shortest book, however, is a comic book, and normally my longest book is an actual book, but not this time around. And that's Angel number 5. It was the beginning of the Hellmouth. I didn't realize that was the shortest Buffy book I read this year, but I did. And then also, my longest book was 1,888 pages. As you guys can see here, my goal, my average length is 260 pages. We'll see if that extends or does anything else. My most popular book is obviously Harry Potter and Sorcerer's Stone, which we'll get to in my wrap-up. And my least popular book was a Plush, which was a book I read a few months back. My average rating for the year was a 3.5, whereas my highest rated on Goodreads was Saga Book 2. My first book I ever reviewed was Crank. And it reads, each time that I pick it up, my liking decreases. This being my 4th time, I do not think I'll have a 5th time. And I don't think I'll have a 5th time. But as you guys can see, this is the whole row list of books. I've talked about several of these in videos so far. And then towards the bottom here are the newer books that we read this month. My last review, as well post-review I did on YouTube channel here, because I have a whole review for Harry Potter and the Sorcerer of Stone. So yeah, so technically, like I said, I read 104 books, which was one more book than last year, so perfect. Okay. So, now moving on into the actual books I did read. I don't own most of these, so I'm going to put them up over here on the screen, and for you guys to be able to see them. They're going to go with the unicorns and, you know, my beautiful display of shelves. So we have, that's not right. We have Find Me by Call Me By Your Name. This is number 2. It's by Andrea Kame. I read this at the very end of last year. This is the last book I read in 2019. I was really hoping to end on a strong note, since it's one of my most anticipated books of last year, and it was actually one of my least favorite books. I recorded least favorites and all that stuff before I read this, so it didn't make any lists, but I do think it's probably one of my least favorite books of the year, if not my most disappointing book. It's called Find Me. It takes place like 10 or 15 years after the events of Calling By Your Name, and it really was more of a standalone. The character is the same, which is why it's counted as a sequel, but I didn't really care for it. The next one, actually we should probably start from the bottom, right? Work our way up. So, I read The Sun and Her Flowers as well. I didn't really care for this. Ruby Core, at the moment, is not having a good moment. And I'm not entirely sure what's going on. I don't really want to know, so don't let me know in the comments down below. But she's just not having the best time ever. In the community, I've seen her poster get slammed a lot over the past, 2 months or so. And I gave this a 2-star. I thought Milk and Honey was really fresh, but I've also read a lot of other better poetry since then, and I think that probably plays a factor. I'm just going to put up one poster of Angel and one poster of Buffy side by side over there, and we're going to talk about them in general. I read all of Angel Volume 1, Being Human. I rated a 3-star. Then I also read Angel number 5, which was the first version of Hellmouth. I read Buffy number 8 and 9. And then we'll get into some other stuff. And so those are both 3 stars. It's about the normal rating. I gave Angel, the prelude to Hellmouth, a level 4, but I don't ever think rate these things 4s. This is a Metacore series. I mean, honestly, I'm just reading it because it's Buffy, and they're still coming out, and I still get them, and I still buy them, and I still enjoy them, but I wouldn't recommend them, though. I think they're okay. I mean, if you guys like Buffy, you guys are curious to experience a different version of Buffy, I think this is a very interesting take, even if I don't particularly agree with everything that's being said. The next one I read was The Deal with a Lifetime. I read this in the very beginning. It's a novella. It's like 70 or so pages long. It's about a dad who ends up committing homicide, peculiar homicide, and he wants to apologize to his son before he's convicted or something under those lines. And I read this. I didn't read the other one in my review. It says, honestly didn't care for it. Hope the other one is better. Of the two, please let me know why so many do. I would love to know why you guys care for this so much. I didn't understand the writing style very much. I didn't really like it. I don't really know if Frederick Bachman is for me. I do want to read The Man Called Of or something like that. It's on my 2020 list for books. But ultimately, I think I was mostly disappointed with this said novel, as it just wasn't for me. So the next one is Harry Potter, which I didn't, supposedly I read it twice. Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, Harry Potter Book 1. I originally was going to read these all back-to-back kind of thing, binge the Harry Potter series. I've never read the last, two before. I decided against this for obvious reasons, but Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, I rated 4 stars. And I do have a whole review, which I'm going to try to link down below, as I normally try to do. Not always, but I'm going to try to do it for you guys. And overall, I thought this was a pretty okay book. It wasn't my favorite. I'm really enjoying the second one. But in case you do want to do a reading them with me or whatever, in case you've been trying to read Harry Potter but you have no excuses to, I'm reading them every month. I'm reading one a month, so we're reading the second book right now. It's not like a booktube thing or a readathon or whatever. I'm just reading one a month, and you're more than welcome to join me. Okay, and then we have my last book that I'm going to talk about, which is The Turnkey by Ruth Ware. This is also close to the end of my month. I give this 4 out of 5 stars. I thought this was a pretty good thriller. This is about a nanny who goes and is invited to watch these kids. One of the kids ends up dying. She is convicted and sent to prison, and so we hear the story from her convicted mind, and it's all about, did she do it? Did she not do it? They live in a smart house, and so it's very thrilling, it's very cool. It wasn't my favorite thriller I read this year, but I was really pleasantly surprised with the thriller, and it made me quite happy, I won't lie. I liked it a lot, and I would highly recommend it. But those are all the books I read in December. Yep. Let's see here. I didn't tell you. I know maybe you guys kind of a rundown of rankings. So it looks like we had 2 stars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3 stars, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 stars. 0 5 stars, 0 favorites. Nothing very important happened in the month of January, sadly. So, yeah, all these books I think were okay. None of these books I would like. Maybe Turnkey, I thought it was pretty good. If you haven't read it in 2019 when it was really big, maybe it's a follow-up year. Maybe you want to read it in 2020, and I would recommend it because, like I said, I did enjoy it to an extent. But that's this video. If you guys enjoyed it, please maybe give that thumbs up. Don't forget to comment down below, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys all next time for another beautiful video. Thank you for watching.